everyone. I have a package today from Japan. It's a pretty small box for how much should be in here. This is a proxy order from Neokyo of many different orders from Mercari Japan and other Japanese retailers. And not only is this a pretty small box for how much is in here, but it's also pretty heavy. So I don't remember everything that should be in this package. So I am excited to get into it, and I'm curious what is in here that is making this box so heavy. So I'm going to get into it and find out. Ah! Okay, so it looks like, as usual, everything is wrapped inside, bubble wrapped together and then taped to the edges. And then inside, they're each just individually wrapped how they were sent from the seller to the warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and do a hard cut here and just get everything unwrapped, get everything out of the little plastics that they're individually wrapped in. And then I'll go through everything. Okay, I just pulled this out of the box, and I think it's safe to say that this guidebook is the culprit, weighing down the box, but then these are all doujinshi, so added up, those probably weigh quite a bit as well. Okay, I've got everything unwrapped and organized by series, so let's get right into the haul. So first, from Love of Kill, I got a few items. So in a recent haul from Japan, I did get volume 14, and the one that I got didn't have this bonus bromide included with it, and I feel like it should have because I got it from Animate, and this was an Animate exclusive, but it didn't have it, so I ordered this separately secondhand from Mercari Japan, and it's a must. I do have all of the little square bromides from each volume release that I've picked up secondhand as the series has been releasing, and now this is the final one. And then there was an event a few months ago, and I pre-ordered this acrylic standee. I've been so excited to get it, and I'm so happy with it. It is Ringha and Chateau in traditional garb. There was an event with Comic Gene, and so I believe every artist, every mangaka that had a series serializing did a themed illustration of the main characters that were then made into little prints, little clear cards, acrylic standees. But this is what I really wanted from the couple of options for Love of Kill merch. I did already have a print that just had the upper part of Ringha and Chateau, but this was a full body acrylic standee and then in their traditional outfits, and so I just had to have it. But because I pre-ordered it, I was already seeing people who had attended the event in person purchase these and were already selling them months in advance online secondhand on Mercari Japan, and I was just sitting patiently waiting for my pre-order. So I'm so happy to have this now, and I can't wait to get it set up on my shelf. It's just a very simple base and then just one large piece that sits on it, so yay! So that was the number one highlight of this haul, those Love of Kill items. I've been so excited to get them. And then my next highlight, the next thing I was most excited about with this order, were these goods from the series Firefly Wedding. So this was also from an event several months ago, and again, I pre-ordered these items and had been waiting for their release to then get mailed to the Proxy warehouse and then eventually sent to me, and I'm so happy with them. It was worth the wait. So the two items that we got were this canvas print of the main characters from Firefly Wedding. And I feel like I've talked about this series quite a lot in my recent videos. It's become a bit of an obsession, quickly became a favorite series. It's a historical set josei series that follows an assassin and a girl who is kidnapped and finds herself then in a situation where she really has to rely on the assassin to survive. So it is ongoing. I'm really enjoying it still. It's into volume 5 or 6 now in Japan. But when I found out about this event, I just had to get a few things. So this gorgeous canvas print. And then with these 2 items, we got 2 mini blind bags that each had a little sticker. I was really hoping we would get Gojo, but I'm happy with these as well. And then this other item, it's so cute. It's a little chibi standee of these 2 characters. They're so cute, and it's like they're running. He's chasing after her. But I didn't realize, I thought it was just going to be on a stand. But I realized as soon as I pulled this out of the packaging that these 2 base pieces are rounded, and then this other base piece will be flat between them. So then once it's all set up, it will rock back and forth, so it'll be more dynamic, like he really is chasing her. So just very cute. I'm excited to get it set up. Next, I have a handful of books that I ordered. So the first one is the fan book for the shoujo series Sand Chronicles. So I knew that this existed, and it wasn't something that I felt like I needed after I read Sand Chronicles for the first time, maybe about 2 years ago now. But now that I'm collecting the series and I've been motivated after the mangaka's passing earlier this year, I did want to just go ahead and get the fan book. Even though it's in Japanese, I do really love fan books and just all of the bonus extra little bits of content in them and little extra chapters. And then this one has some color pages as well. So I'm happy I was able to find this. I did notice after Sensei's passing that a lot of her works and even the fan books that were typically for sale around $3 to $5 all went way up in price. So I did have to wait it out a bit until the prices went back down and I could find a good copy for myself. Next, I got 2 volumes of Ashi. So these are from the 2 different versions. So the regular version of Ashi, I got volume 35, the new release. I'm really excited by this cover because of the match that they're currently in. But this is a seinen soccer series that follows high school aged boys that are all part of a soccer academy and are all really serious about becoming pro soccer players. This one doesn't have an English release yet, so this is one that I follow on fan translations, and then I collect the physical volumes in Japanese. But my favorite character in this series is the head coach, Fukuzawa. And so in addition to collecting the physical volumes of the series, I have been going through the junior version of the series. So the junior edition basically just has furigana in the text, so whenever there's kanji, so that younger readers can enjoy this as well. But each of the volumes for this version of the series has a different cover illustration, so I've just been going through and collecting the ones that have my favorite character on them. Next is Haikyu, and I was really excited about this collab between Haikyu and Sportiva. Honestly, I was a little confused when I heard about this announcement what exactly it was, but I knew that I would have to get Omi's cover and Atsumu's cover with these newer illustrations for this collab so that I could have them on display. And since these released, I did figure out what exactly they are. So each of the volumes, there are 10 volumes. Each volume is the light novel. And this isn't a new light novel. This is what was released years ago. But with the regular covers of the light novel, this collab basically just made new dust jackets with Sportiva to, I don't know, revitalize the light novel sales. But I don't know if this is new, but a lot of the covers are double-sided. And then the collab ones have little things on them too, little bonus items. I haven't translated this yet though, but I hope that it has to do with the character on the cover, because then I will be so happy with this extra Omi content. And Atsumu. So each of these volumes, volume 5 and 10, oh, I think I said it was 10 volumes. I think it's 13 volumes. But each of these volumes is a light novel volume. It has the regular dust jacket that was the cover when the light novel released and is double-sided, and then has the collab cover. And then in addition to the dust jacket cover illustrations, each one also came with a ticket, and they're double-sided. So a high school version, and then a version post-time skip from later in the series. And then, depending on where you bought these from, some of them were released with art boards. So I got these secondhand because I wanted to ensure that mine would come with the dust jacket, with a ticket, and then also with the art boards. So they're just slightly bigger, slightly larger than the cover illustration, but I'm really happy that I got my hands on these. But gonna have to go through with my translator and see what these say on the inside covers of the dust jackets. Next is a huge book from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I thought it was a guidebook, but it says official artwork, so maybe a mix of both. But I was so curious when I got our package. It was super heavy despite being pretty small, so this was the culprit weighing it down. But I'll just do a very quick flip through, and I won't even be looking while I flip through because I haven't watched all of this game yet. My husband has already played through it, but I stopped paying attention at a certain point, and now I'm waiting for him to play it again so I can see what is going on and what happened, what happens in it. So yeah, even though it says it's an art book, it has the character sketches for the character designs, their clothing, and their accessories or weapons. But we do have this version of this book, artworks, for the first Xenoblade Chronicles and the second. So, yeah, I'd say this is more of a guidebook, but then I guess it's art showing, showing some of the environments maybe. But happy to have this one. For me personally, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is my favorite of this series, and especially the DLC content where it's more focused on Jin, because he's my favorite Xenoblade character. But glad to have this, and glad it made it safely. It's in really good condition. It wasn't wrapped, but all of the corners are nice and fresh and sharp, so. Okay, moving on, I have a bit of merch and some fan books and doujinshi, and I do have it sorted by series, so I'll just go through. So first I have NieR. All we have from NieR this time is this set of chibi acrylic standees, and I was really happy that we were able to find a full set of 6, and it ended up being a lot more affordable than trying to hunt down all 6 of them individually. So 2B, 9S, A2, the Commander, and Operators. But I don't know what my husband's gonna do with these. He does not have room on his shelf to get all of these set up and on display, so that will be up to him. Next, I have some goods from Bungo Stray Dogs. So mostly official merch and then some non-official, unofficial merch. So I have these 2 message cards from Oda and Fukuzawa. So these were freebie bonus items that were given out during a promotion period at Animate. When we were in Japan, I did actually get one for Kenji. But of course, I wanted to have them for my 2 favorite characters, Fukuzawa and Oda. So I was able to find a secondhand listing that had both of them. A friend on Instagram has been going through and posting in her reels for every different character the translation of what their message says. So I'm going to go and refer to that when I'm looking at these ones again. But really happy to have these now. Next, from one of the events maybe, there was some kind of bathhouse theme. I almost got a chibi Fukuzawa bathhouse standee, but I preferred him in his normal look rather than his chibi look, so I found this pack that had this little bookmark of his almost full body for his bathhouse experience, and then I think this is a coaster. But really happy that I was able to get a hold of this. And then also, because I got that in a pack, it also came with this little merch item, just some kind of print. But I'll take whatever I can get. He's such a cool character. And then these were also just like little frames of the anime that were printed, but these were also freebie giveaways in store. So I had gotten prints for Fukuchi, Ranpo, Dazai, and a few others, but then of course I didn't get Fukuzawa, so I was able to find this one secondhand. And then this official print as well. It says 5th anniversary, so I'm not sure how old it is, but I'm really happy that I was able to get it. He is just such a gorgeous man, and I love that he's always wearing traditional clothing. And then, of course, his love for cats. He has his little dried fish and is trying to get some love from this little cat. And then the last Bungo Stray Dogs item. This is an unofficial fan book, and this is actually an anthology. So in English, I really like collecting fanzines, which are basically anthologies from different artists and writers, compiling art and stories. So this is basically the same thing, but it's predominantly manga, and then every other chapter has a small text chapter. So unless I go through with the translator, I won't be able to enjoy everything in here, but as you can see, this is a little bit of a spicy fan book, so we'll not be flipping through this one. The next 2 items are from Blue Sky Complex, and I'm so happy with these. I love these art books. They're technically not art books. They're doujinshi that are compilations from the artists' miscellaneous art that they've uploaded to Twitter. Oh, it says here, Twitter log, illustration books. So I don't know. I just call them art books, even though they're very thin. This is volume 9. And I just really like this series. I really like the 2 main characters. And I really like the mangaka's art style. So I will just collect anything that she releases. And I'm really surprised that this series has not gotten an English release yet, because I feel like it would be really well received. But the illustration book, and then in addition to the manga for Blue Sky Complex, the mangaka does a lot of extra chapters that are not part of the main story, but they go along with it, and those have been compiled into doujinshi with the different name Indigo Blue Graduation. And then those doujinshi have been compiled into anthologies, and they just go hand in hand with the story. So I have the 2 anthologies that collect the first 8 or 9 doujinshi. And so now we're on the 11th. So this one is not collected yet into an anthology. So I've just been collecting the singles until the next anthology is announced. Oops. There were cards under here and I kept picking them up. Okay, so next I have a One Piece fan item, so I thought I would go through my trading cards real quick before getting into that. So I only got 5 new trading cards this time around. I am not a completionist when it comes to One Piece trading cards. I only collect Sanji, and then the characters that are really close to Sanji and have to do with his character growth, and then also on the side, just a few other characters that I like. So this one is a Sanji heavy haul in his raid suit, another raid suit card. So these are new ones from the latest release. And then, this one was so cute. When I saw baby Sanji in the card reveals, I was like, he's so cute. And then when Reiju's card was revealed and I realized it was a connecting illustration, I was just like, that is so sweet. So, of course I had to get them. Baby Sanji. Next, I have a ZoSan fanbook, and I'm honestly not sure if it's a historical AU or if it's just supposed to be set in the Wano arc, and that's why their hair is long and pulled up like that. But this fanbook is by an artist that I already have some of their other fanbooks, and there are just a couple of artists that I will just buy whatever they release for ZoSan works. So I do have a list of all of her works that I'm missing so that I can just keep an eye out every time I have an open proxy order. And then the rest of this pile is all Jujutsu Kaisen unofficial fan books. So all doujinshi that follow Gojo and Nanami. They're all rated 18 plus, so I'm not going to flip through any of them, but they're all by the same artist. And it is an artist that I purchased one of their fan books when I was in Japan. So then after I enjoyed it, then I wanted to find more of their work. So I just love how they draw Nanami. And I have already flipped through these ones since opening them, and I just love the humor in them as well. Of course, they're all very spicy, but the dynamic between Gojo and Nanami is very much just that. Gojo is a menace and drives Nanami crazy, but then they have a romance, so. I'm really happy that I found all of these in stock and was able to pick them up. I love these color illustrations on the covers, just very colorful. I was really happy I found this one too, because each of these are just individual stories that all relate to each other. But this one has a collection of several different shorter stories. And then, as I was doing my shopping and purchasing all of these single doujinshi, I found out that there was an anthology. So this thicker book has several of these ones collected together in this one book. So I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, if I'm going to unhaul these singles and just keep the anthology, or vice versa, or if I'll just keep them both, because I do really like having the individual singles with their own covers in color, because the covers in the anthology, for example, this one is the same, but then it's smaller and in black and white. But then with the anthology, it has its own unique cover, and then it has a few color illustrations in the front too that are not found in the single doujinshi, so I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do. But then also along with the anthology was a bonus booklet that was released with it, and it has the same cover, so I am tempted to just keep this with the singles and be willing to part with the anthology, but we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But I'm just really happy to have found all of these. Just like with my ZoSan doujinshi, I have a couple artists that do Gojo and Nanami art, as well as Toji art that I really, really like, and I will just buy anything that they release. But thank you for sticking around as I got everything pulled out and just went through everything bit by bit. I always forget a little bit about what I have on the way because I'm able to store my goods at the Proxy warehouse for 45 days. So I really just do a lot of shopping and let it pile up until my time runs out, and then I have it shipped to myself. But I'm really grateful that I've come to understand a little bit about how to purchase from retailers in Japan, especially secondhand, but then also trying to stay up to date with new events for series that I love so that I don't miss out on really limited releases with merch that would be so special to me. So really happy with this haul, a few items that I'm really going to cherish. But thank you so much if you stuck around to the end. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.